Getting warmer, there's a hole in the sky. Now the sun just whispers where lovebirds used to fly. The earth is getting warmer inside and deadly heat. Beware little children falling fast asleep. The earth is getting warmer as ice fields melt away. The earth is getting warmer. It must be Judgment Day. It must be Judgment Day. There's a prayer in the air for all of us to pray, to save our Mother Earth. We can't have feet of clay. The earth is getting warmer, no other one to trade. We must all be faithful to the promises we made. The earth is getting warmer as ice fields melt away. The earth is getting warmer. It must be Judgment Day. It must be Judgment Day. Doomsday or holy day, it's up to you and me to save the mountains and the meadows, the forest and the There's a star in the stars that's forgotten how to shine, and a world to remember, a world that's yours and mine. The earth is getting warmer. Let's hail the lonely crowds. We've got to love each other and save the beauty of the clouds. The earth is getting warmer as ice fields melt away. The earth is getting warmer. It must be Judgment Day. It must be Judgment Day.
Have you ever had any other job besides musician, actor, or singer, or teacher of music?
Oh, I've tried a lot of really weird things. You know, like when I left the Byrds, I was so freaked out about the whole illusion of stardom that I actually, when I moved to San Francisco, I got a job for a while as a dishwasher.
Wow, like Little Richard.
And at another point, I got a job as a newspaper carrier. And one hot summer day, I was carrying these papers on my neck, or around my neck, on this heavy bag in the front and the back, and it was really, really hot and sweaty. And I looked across the street and I saw these kids that were obviously kids with some kind of mental disabilities who also had a paper out, and they were pushing their papers in a shopping cart. And I realized that they were a hell of a lot smarter than I was.
So you had to go. You had to leave San Francisco, land of geniuses, and you went to Claremont. And then you met the emperor of the Inland Empire, Chris Darrow.
Yeah, turning point.
Had
Definitely.
you met Chris before when he was in L.A.?
No, we know a lot of the same people, and the way that I met Chris Darrow was Gene Clark and I did a concert. We used to do a lot of gigs, just Gene and myself. Gino and Johnny, we used to call it. And we played out at the Claremont Colleges, and the guy who booked the gig said, "Of course you know Chris Darrow." And I said, "No, I'm sorry, I don't. Who's Chris Darrow?" And he gave me Chris Darrow's phone number.
Right, and
So that's
when
how I met
then
him.
you met Pat Brer after that.
Yeah, through Chris.
What about the Sneaky Pete? Were you in a band with him that was different than the Celebration of the Birds, or was that part of the Celebration of the Birds?
It was part of that in the sense that the opening act was the Burrito Brothers, and Sneaky was part of the Burrito Brothers, and sometimes I would go up and be the singer or one of the singers in the Burrito Brothers. And then for the second part of the show, when we were the Birds, we would always bring Sneaky and Skip Batten back on stage to have the whole ensemble. So I got to play with him in both of those situations.
You do shows with Pat Brer, but your wife and you are doing shows. What kind of shows
There
are
are shows
those?
that combine my music and my wife Sumi's fabric art.
But you're also in the movie Pink Cement. Did you know that you're in the movie Doll Boy?
Well, we're fighting with what are called boken, the Japanese wooden swords.
All right, so those of you who ever see Doll Boy, watch out for these two. They're at it. And then you're also in the movie Jukebox California, where you play Mr. Carradine, don't you?
The poor man's Mr. Carradine.
All right, so there's the poor man's Mr. Carradine, and I play piano. So for those of you lucky enough to find these underground movies, hallelujah. Finally, tell me what you mean by gold rush and mecca for the arts and describing the West Coast.
Well, I always thought it was pretty ironic that people came to California because of the gold rush, which was supposed to be a quest for gold, and you had to go through all these rocks that were fake.
Like the business battlefields of the record industry.
Yes, to find the real gold, and it seems to me like people are still doing that. And
Well, it's never over till you're dead.